So we've had some pretty big moves. I know you've been traveling, so I'm going to go over some of those for you. One of them hit while we were doing this, which is Jason Tatum agreeing to a 5-year, $314 million super max money, money, money,
Money.
money.
Give me the show. Give me the show.
That is right. He wasn't even the NBA Finals MVP, and he catching. And I don't want to talk about Jason Tatum the whole time, but this is very interesting. I felt watching the finals that he was like in his 15th or 16th year. I mean, he looked like he was wearing down, bro. And then I turn around and find out he's only in his 7th year and he's signing the largest contract in NBA history. So good for Jason Tatum. So we've had some other moves, Jimmy. Uh, James Harden re-signed with the Clippers. Paul George, sorry, not Paul George. Chris Paul is going to the Spurs to play with Wembanyama. Paul George is signing with the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey signed a massive $204 million a year. So you got him, you got Paul George, you got Embiid. That's exciting. And the Knicks traded, I don't know, every first round pick for the next 20 years for Mikal Bridges so they could have like a Villanova reunion. I mean, there's a lot cheaper reunions and there's a lot better teams to have reunions
It's
with.
about winning now.
But they did that. But Jimmy, my favorite move of NBA free agency is our Dallas Mavericks going from the best duo in the NBA to the best trio in the NBA. We got Luka, we got Kyrie, and now we got Clay.
Clay for
All
Trey.
right, baby. Clay
No doubt.
Thompson is a Dallas Maverick. Jimmy, what's your favorite moves of the NBA free agency period?
Well, you stole my thunder because I was
Oh,
definitely going with Clay. Clay is the move. I mean, for what he can potentially unlock for the Mavericks is even more of an open court. He can spread the floor. He doesn't command the ball a lot. He doesn't need a lot of dribbles to get his shot off. He doesn't need. He's not a ball magnet. Um, you know, he's a good defender, which Dallas obviously needs. You know, they were exposed throughout this playoff, particularly with Luca. So he can help maybe
do you
defend,
think he's
slide over and
declined?
defend.
Do you think he's declined at all?
I think it's tough coming out of the injury that he had. He had an injury and then played a little while, and then kind of had another devastating
Like a
injury. So
setback? Yeah.
yeah, so it was kind of back to back for him. So it's going to take longer, and of course he's getting older, so it is a combination. I do think he has enough left in his tank for the Mavs to believe in him and sign him. I think Nico Harrison is doing a great job of making moves, putting the team together, and really addressing the issues to get the Mavericks to that next level. And I think this is a great move. It's probably one of the best moves of free agency.
Well, I mean, and on top of Gafford and PJ Washington
Right. To
and
adding to
Derek
piece to
Lively,
the
right?
puzzle.
They're all still there, and I don't think
Hmm.
they're going anywhere. I mean,
Hmm.
this is a pretty solid core. I'm really excited. I think that Clay, even if he's diminishing, meaning he can't do everything he did before, look, you've got Kyrie, you've got Luca. He's not going to be asked to put the ball in his hands and drive or do anything like that. He's going to be asked. Do you remember PJ Washington standing in the corner shooting
Right.
threes?
And that's what I
That's what
mean.
this is going to be, except for he's going to make it every freaking time.
Exactly. Because there were a lot of open shots that the Mavs missed that
There was a
could
lot of
change the
open
series.
shots. So You look, he's not he's gonna love this. This
Well,
might
and it's
extend his
also good for
career.
him to get blue or new blood, right?
Yeah,
New
yeah.
scenery, new team, fresh, kind of reinvigorate, his basketball chops, if you will. I think it's going to be great for him. I think and I think it will also prove how good of a player he is. I think he's kind of undershadowed still. um but his greatness will be impaired with Chef Curry, Steph Curry. And this will give him uh more of, kind of a way to kind of solidify himself as one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest shooters of all time. I
So
mean, how much do we really need him to score? And the
yeah,
beautiful thing about it is that, like you said, he could strategically, we can strategic, or Jason could strategically place him in a corner, wing, top, wherever on the court. And again, it will keep this floor spread, so Luca and Kyrie could do their thing, and you don't really lose that kind of rhythm
yeah, you're not
because Kyrie,
ignoring him.
yeah, because
If you're
Kyrie's
if
still
you're
gonna,
ignoring Clay to pay attention to Kyrie and Luca, you're dead.
right,
Like, I
right.
mean, this is gonna be deadly.
And they're
I
ball
think
dominant too, so they're gonna be handling the ball a lot. Clay don't necessarily need the ball.
he doesn't need the ball, and this reduces pressure off him. I think it extends his
Yeah,
career actually, because it
mhm,
makes him a slightly he can focus on what he's been known for, right, which is shooting the
absolutely.
ball and driving when needed. But before we move on, and we spent a lot of time on these first two topics, but I just got to ask you, there's two other deals that I really wonder how great they were. One is Paul George to the Sixers, right? I'm not sure what Paul George has left, but if he does, heck, this could be a good team. And then the second one is Mikal Bridges to the Knicks. I don't know much about Mikal Bridges, but man, did they pay a lot for him. 4 or 5 first round picks. Jimmy, does Mikal Bridges to the Knicks put them over the top? Was that the missing piece, or was this just a misfire on their part?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. Again, time will tell, but I think that obviously they believe in it. I think they feel like they need uh a system player like Mikhail. He's kind of like Clay, doesn't necessarily command the ball a lot, can put it through the hoop, can score, can give you uh uh production on both ends of the court. Um is like you said, it's going to be Villanova all over again. So I don't think you have to worry too much about them gelling or really knowing each other's game or taking that time to get to know each other. So I think that's an advantage. Uh, but again, when you got Julius Randle coming back too, who typically plays kind of like Luca, where he's more ball dominant and he needs the ball in his hand and he pounds the ball to get his rhythm before he gets into his shot. It's going to be interesting to see how he gels, coming into that system. And basically, you got two new guys, because Randall was hurt the majority of the season. You got two new kind of alpha guys who, can impact the game, and so it's going to be. I think the key is getting them to kind of catch up with the rest of the team. I think the team, which we saw with Brunson leading the way, have a rhythm in which they play and kind of feed off each other. So hopefully, McHale can extend that or elevate that